My child, not everyone is meant to hear from beyond the veil, and that is why this moment matters. Your mother has been trying to reach you because there is something only you were meant to receive. Not comfort, not reassurance, a truth. One she has been whispering into the unseen, waiting for the instant your attention would finally settle long enough to hear it. If you are here, it is because you are someone who senses meaning before it announces itself. Right now, Archangel Michael stands beside her, holding open a doorway that is rarely open to the human world. He's not here by accident. He is here because this message carries weight, and because once it is heard, something inside you cannot return to the way it was before. This is what it means to be chosen for awareness, not spectacle. This is not just another moment in your day. This is a turning point. The moment you began reading these words, the atmosphere around you shifted. You may have felt it already, a pressure in your chest, a sudden stillness, a change in the air that you couldn't explain. That sensation is not your imagination. It is the presence of love pressing close enough to be felt, strong enough to thin the wall between this world and the next. People like you don't need proof first. Your body recognizes truth before your mind allows it. She is here now, closer than she has ever been, and she is asking you to stay, not out of fear, but because what comes next cannot be received halfway. She has seen you in the moments no one else ever noticed, the pauses when your breath caught unexpectedly, the nights you stayed strong for others while quietly breaking inside. She knows the exact weight you've been carrying, and she knows how long you've carried it alone. This is the burden of being the strong one, the one who holds everything together while no one asks how heavy it feels. Listen with more than your ears. Listen with the part of you that already knows this is different. Every beat of your heart right now is acting like a signal, aligning you with words she has been trying to deliver for far longer than you realize. What she is about to reveal is not about where she is. It is about what you have been holding on to. Because people like you don't just feel pain. You preserve it, believing it's your responsibility. She has watched you replay moments in your mind, wondering if you did enough. She has seen you shoulder guilt that was never meant to be yours. She knows you've questioned yourself in silence, believing there was something more you should have said, something you should have fixed, something you somehow failed to do. That belief is the barrier she's been trying to break. This is not weakness. This is the reflex of someone who loves deeply and takes responsibility instinctively. Archangel Michael says her message is now fully formed. The truth she carried with her beyond this life is no longer waiting. It is ready to cross. If your chest feels tight or your emotions rise without warning, do not pull away. That is not fear. That is recognition. This is what happens when an old identity begins to loosen, when the one who carried everything is finally allowed to release it. Stay here. Keep your attention steady, because the next words are the ones she has been repeating across the veil. And they are meant to change how you see everything that came before this moment. She has seen you cry when no one was looking and carry a strength no one ever acknowledged, holding yourself together while the silence of her absence grew heavier each day. What's coming isn't about signs, symbols, or where she is now. It's about something unfinished inside you that you've been quietly living with. You replayed moments, questioned yourself, and wondered if you could have done more, carrying a weight you never spoke out loud because you believed it was yours alone. She isn't reaching through the veil to simply comfort you. She's coming to confront the belief that has been quietly hurting you since the day she left. The air around you feels different now, closer, heavier, as if this moment is narrowing and focusing on a single truth. Once you hear what she has been trying to say, the way you've been carrying her absence and the way you see yourself in it will never be the same. Archangel Michael is confirming that this has not been random and it has not been subtle by accident. Your mother has been trying to reach you for days, but today is different. Today the lock finally turned. She is closer to you now than a whisper, closer than the breath moving through your chest. And she is asking you to stay because this moment has a beginning, a middle, and an end. What's happening right now is the opening of that moment. She did not come through the veil to scare you or simply remind you that she exists. She came because you have been carrying something that was never meant to follow you this far. She sees the weight you've been holding, the guilt, the questions, the quiet punishments you placed on yourself for things you couldn't control. This is not about signs or sensations. This is about the belief you formed the moment she left and never challenged again. Every night you cried in the dark, she was there, not watching from a distance, present. When you felt warmth with no explanation, when a memory surfaced out of nowhere, when you heard a familiar sound and froze for a second, that wasn't coincidence. That was her trying to stay connected while you were convincing yourself you had lost her. She knows how strong you've pretended to be. She knows how much you broke when no one was around to see it. She is pushing closer now, not to comfort you, but to stop something. She knows there is one question you've replayed more than any other. Did she know? Did she hear me? Was I too late? This is the point where your chest tightens, because this is where the truth lives. Archangel Michael is holding her message steady because once you hear it, the way you've been carrying her absence cannot stay the same. She heard every word, every whisper, every goodbye you thought didn't land. You were never late. You were never absent. You were her comfort. You were her peace. She did not leave this world with regret. She left it held together by your love. The guilt you've been dragging forward was never yours to carry, and she has been trying to stop you from carrying it ever since. This isn't grief holding you back. It's loyalty that never learned how to release. And the moment you understand that, something inside you finally loosens. You don't lose her by letting go of the pain. You honor her by doing it. This is what healing actually looks like when it's real. What she is about to say next isn't meant to move you emotionally. It's meant to free you internally. Archangel Michael says her voice is fully formed now, brighter, steadier, and impossible to mistake. This is the sentence she has been repeating across the veil, waiting for the moment you are ready to hear it without collapsing under it. Stay with this moment, because once these words land, the way you carry her and the way you carry yourself will never return to what it was before. Archangel Michael says this is the moment your mother has been gathering strength for, the moment she has carried with her beyond breath, beyond time, beyond the limits of the world you know. Her presence is steady now, no longer trembling, because what she is about to say is not born from fear or longing, but from certainty. She is not reaching for you in desperation. She is standing beside you in assurance. She sees how small your world has felt since she left. She sees the doors you stopped knocking on, the dreams you quietly set down, the parts of yourself you convinced were no longer meant to rise. She knows you began to believe that some things were closed forever, that healing had limits, that joy had conditions, that your life would always carry an invisible ceiling. She wants you to understand that this belief was never yours. It was something grief whispered to you when you were too tired to argue back. Archangel Michael says your mother is stepping closer now because these words must be felt, not just heard. She wants you to remember how she spoke to you when you were afraid as a child. Not loudly, not forcefully, but with a calm that made you feel protected even before you understood why. With that same voice, she is saying it now, slowly, clearly. and without doubt, nothing shall be impossible. Not the healing you think you missed, not the future you think passed you by, not the strength you believe you no longer have. She is telling you that the walls you see in front of you are not final. They are temporary shadows cast by pain that has already begun to loosen its grip. She says that from where she stands now, she can see paths opening that you cannot yet see, answers forming before you've even finished asking the questions. What felt blocked was never denied. What felt lost was only delayed. Archangel Michael confirms that these words are not symbolic. They are not poetic. They are a truth she learned fully only after she crossed beyond this life. She wants you to stop measuring what is possible by what has already hurt you. The limits you believe in were shaped by survival, not destiny. She is asking you to carry this sentence forward, not as hope, but as knowing. When fear rises, when doubt tightens your chest, when the world tells you to lower your expectations, remember her voice saying it again. Nothing shall be impossible. And she wants you to know this with absolute clarity. You are not walking forward alone. Archangel Michael says that the moment you reach this part of the message, your mother's voice broke through the veil with a force he hasn't witnessed in years. If your chest feels tight or your eyes suddenly water, that is the physical manifestation of her spirit. The Ru M may feel heavier or strangely calm because she is right here, closer than your own thoughts, begging you not to turn away. Something huge is about to touch the deepest part of your soul. She says, there is a truth you have locked inside, a truth you were too afraid to face because it simply hurt too much. You have spent so much time believing you failed her or that she left with wounds that only you could have healed. But Archangel Michael says she has been trying to break that false belief for a very long time. She wants you to know with absolute certainty that she left this world with gratitude and love, not with pain or sorrow. Every moment you stayed by her side, every word you whispered to her, and every prayer you made carried her gently into the light. You were her comfort, and you were her home. Her message is now trembling at the edge of the veil, ready to spill into your world. In the next few moments, he will reveal word for word the exact line she has been repeating in the spirit realm. This is the line she wants you to hold on to for the rest of your life. The moment your soul has been waiting for is just ahead. Archangel Michael says your mother's voice has surged forward with an intensity that is shaking the entire veil. If your body suddenly feels lighter or a strange calm washes over you, that is her spirit pressing closer than ever before. She is urging you not to scroll now. Something massive is about to arrive, and she needs you to hear it completely. You have spent years searching for a sign, waiting for a moment where you could finally feel her presence again. This right here is that moment. She is standing in a light that touches your very energy, reaching out with the same warmth she used to comfort you with when you were a child. She has seen every battle you went through alone, every tear you swallowed, and every night you wished she were you, as still here to guide you. She has watched it all, and she has never stopped guiding you from the other side. Archangel Michael says her message is now burning with a radiance that cannot be held back any longer. He is finally ready to release the exact line she has been whispering over and over. Her truth, her love, and her final message carried across the veil. Stay here because the moment everything changes is just one breath away. My child, the atmosphere around you has reached its highest point of spiritual energy. Archangel Michael is standing directly in front of you now, his presence acting as a bridge between your world and the peaceful realm where your mother dwells. The wait is finally over, and the silence that has felt like a wall between you is crumbling away. She is leaning in so close that your very soul can feel the vibration of her love. She is pleading with you to stay exactly where you are and not to let any distraction take you away from these final words. This is the moment she has been fighting for since the day she took her last breath. Archangel Michael is now stepping forward, his light expanding to fill the entire space you are sitting in. He is opening his heart to deliver the exact sentence your mother has been whispering into the divine light over and over, hoping it would one day reach your ears. As he prepares to speak for her, you might feel a sudden wave of heat or a deep shaking peace settle in your bones. Do not be afraid of the tears that might start to fall. Those are not just your tears, but the release of all the tension she has been carrying while trying to reach you. She wants you to hear this clearly with no doubt remaining in your mind. Her message delivered through the strength of the Archangel is this: I never left you, not even for a single breath. She wants you to know that she has been with you in every step. Why? Oh, have taken since she moved into the light. She was there during the moments when you felt like you couldn't go on. And she was there during the small victories that no one else noticed. She has been the quiet strength behind your courage and the invisible hand that helped you stand up after you fell. If you can feel her presence with you right now, and you want to keep this divine connection open, please subscribe to this channel and comment, "I feel you" below, to let her know that her message has finally reached your heart. She's watching you right now, and she sees the way you have been punishing yourself. She sees the heavy bags under your eyes from nights of wondering if you did enough. She is begging you to stop carrying the weight of guilt that was never yours to hold. You were not a burden to her. You were her greatest blessing. She wants you to stop replaying the moments where you think you failed her, because in her eyes, you were perfect. You brought her more joy than you can ever imagine. And you gave her reason to smile, even when life was difficult. Every time you feel a sudden, unexplained breeze when the windows are closed, that is her. Every time you hear a song that reminds you of her at the exact moment you were thinking of her, that is her. Every time you are saved from a mistake or a dangerous situation by a sudden gut feeling, that is her protecting you. She is not a memory stored in a photograph. She is a living, breathing part of your journey. She wants you to trust that she is walking right beside you, shielding you from the things you cannot see and guiding you toward the light. Archangel Michael says that she is now placing a special light around you. It is a soft, protective, and unbreakable shield of golden energy. She is wrapping it around your shoulders like a warm blanket to protect you from the coldness of the world. She wants you to move forward from this day with a new sense of peace. You no longer have to wonder if she is okay. And you no longer have to wonder if she is watching. She is telling you through the Archangel that she is more alive now than she ever was. And her love for you has only grown stronger in the light of heaven. She knows that there are days when the silence of the house feels too loud, and the void she left behind feels like it will never be filled. But she is whispering to you right now that the void is an illusion. She is in the sunlight that hits your face in the morning. She is in the stars that watch over you at night. She is in the very beat of your heart because you are a part of her, and she is a part of you. The bond you share is not something that death can touch. It is a cord of light that stretches across lifetimes and dimensions. As this sacred window begins to slowly close, she has one last truth to leave in your spirit. She wants you to know that your life is just beginning to bloom in ways you haven't seen yet. She's going to be there for every milestone, every birthday, and every quiet morning. She is cheering for you from the other side, and she is so proud of the way you are handling the challenges of your life. She wants you to live fully, to laugh loudly, and to love without fear, because she is taking care of the rest. Archangel Michael is gently stepping back now, but he's leaving her light behind with you. The heaviness you felt when you started listening to this has been replaced by a lightness that will stay with you. Your mother is giving you one final invisible hug, pressing her spirit against yours to give you the strength you need for tomorrow. She is whispering one last thing into the deepest corner of your heart, a promise that will never be broken. She says that you never have to feel alone again. Whenever the world feels too heavy and you find yourself missing her voice or her touch, all you have to do is get quiet and listen. You don't have to look for her in a graveyard or in the past. You only have to look within yourself. She is the whisper in your thoughts, telling you that you are brave. She is the warmth in your chest when you do something kind. She is the peace that settles over you when you finally let go of your worries. Her final words to you are simple and direct, yet they carry the weight of eternity. She says, "Whenever you miss me, I am already there." She is not waiting for you at the end of a long road. She is walking the road with you. She is not a distant star. She is the air you breathe. Carry this message with you like a treasure. Let it heal the broken parts of your soul and give you the permission to be happy again.